In today's video, I will share with you top 7 must-do strategies that will help you save money, time, stress, and help you land a deal in today's crazy hyper-competitive market. So let's get right to the board. Number 1, this may sound cliche, but get pre-qualified, get a loan approval right away. And the best way to do this is you want to ask a friend or a family member that's just bought a property, or if you know anybody in your work area that's just bought a property, ask them what loan officer they use, because the number one way to find a good person, a good service person, is to get a referral, because the person that's giving you the referral wants to show off and wants to give you something that they use and they're very excited to share with you. So get a referral. If you don't know anybody that has bought a house or no one's there to give you a referral, then the best practice is to go online, go on Google. You can Google this. You can put a local lender near me, local loan officer near me, local broker near me, and you can find and read reviews and find the one that has great reviews and matches your style of communication. And then what I would do is, this is very, very important, that just don't get one loan approval or one loan estimate. Get 2 or 3 loan estimates, because this will give you an idea of not just to benchmark against what you're getting with this guy, but also you'll be able to compare how the service is and how they communicate with you, right? So get a couple of quotes with different lenders, and if you're getting these loans or if you're getting qualified in a 14-day or 14-period time span, you are not going to get hit negatively on your credit score, because the credit bureaus know that when when mortgage companies are pulling your credit, it's one type of credit, and you're not going to get a car or you're going to lease some equipment. So as long as you're getting a mortgage and it's within that 14-day time period, your credit will not get impacted negatively. So rest assured. Obviously, if you're past that time and you're going to multiple lenders, then there may be some negative impact, but just rate shopping on one type of credit will not impact your score negatively. So get that quote from the lender, get multiple quotes. That way you know what lender you're working with. And this first step will also allow you to understand how much payment you can afford. So before you go out in the market, you have confidence to go out and perform. Number 2, find a real estate agent. Just like I mentioned to you how to look for a loan officer, ask for a referral from a friend or a family member of an agent that they've worked with. And then also research online and look for reviews and find a couple of agents. I would say talk to 2 or 3 different agents. You want to do your research. What we've noticed here in the market is a lot of new buyers that come in the market, they get discouraged or are thrown off by how crazy and competitive the market is. And they think that in most cases they think, oh, there's something wrong with the agent. If you were just tapped in the market right now and you like put in 1 offer or 2 offers and your offer did not get accepted, or maybe even 3 offers or 4 offers, it's very common today that there's just too many offers coming on homes and your bid may not get accepted. That necessarily does not mean the agent didn't do its job. In some cases it may, but in most cases it does not mean that. So that when I say look for a good agent, have open dialogue, have open communication, the reason why I'm saying that is you want to work with one agent, because that's gonna create loyalty, trust, and that agent is gonna work that much more harder for you because you have built that trust with that agent. Now, if the agent's not performing, that's a topic that you want to discuss, and definitely by all means look for a different agent. But when you're working with that one agent, you're going to get much more value, as opposed to if you're jumping agent to agent, you might get shorter end of the stick. So keep that in mind, do your research and stick to one agent. Number 3, know your sales price in the area you're trying to buy. So that's going to kind of tie into the number 2. If you work with an agent that's local, that's a question you want to ask that agent is, hey, I'm looking to buy in this area. What is the average sales price in the area that we're looking in? Now, guys, remember this. I know if you're a first-time buyer, you may not know this if you're just tapping in the market. List price in today's time, when I say list price, that means if you're scrolling on Zillow or on other real estate websites, list price is the sale price, or sorry, the list price is the price that you see online. It does in today's time, especially if you're watching this video in 2022, it's most of the time the list price does not equal to the sales price. In most cases, homes are selling above the list price. So it's very important here in tip number 3 that you ask your agent, hey, what is the average sales price in the area that you're looking to buy? This will not only give you a great idea of what your payment's gonna be like, so you can reverse engineer and talk to your loan officer, but it'll really prepare you for what offer to put in and save you a lot of time. Because what's happening is, like I mentioned earlier, a lot of new buyers are coming in the market and they get discouraged because like, oh, well, the property's listed at 800 and the agent says, hey, we need to put in an offer of 950 to get this thing accepted. And a lot of buyers say, no, well, that's too high. It's listed at 799. Well, like I mentioned, that list price does not matter. It's really what the properties are selling for in that area. So knowing the sales price is really gonna help you sort of set that mindset and also get ready to just go in and get your offer accepted, because knowing the numbers is really going to help you to get ahead of the curve right now. Number 4 is keep your debt low. There's an acronym called DTI, stands for debt to income. That's what lenders look at. They compare your debt to income. So if you're getting in the market now, or you've been in the market looking for a house, try not to go out there and get at least a new car, because that's going to be a hit on your it's going to increase your debt to income ratio. So also don't go out there and start racking up credit cards. This is again, it sounds very cliche, but sometimes we don't think about it. We think we're already qualified and we go out there and get a car or co-sign with somebody. So don't do any of those things if you're looking to buy. Keep your debts very, very low. Number 5 is file taxes on time. We're in 2022. If you haven't filed your 21 taxes from last year, go ahead and file those, because depending on when you buy a home and when your loan process starts, the lender may ask you for 2021 taxes. They may not ask you in these months of like January, February, March, but once we start hitting April, May, June, July, they're really gonna ask you, have you done your taxes, and they want updated taxes. Now, this is one goes for especially my self-employed borrowers or self-employed buyers that are out there looking for houses. Keep in mind, if you are a corporation or an LLC, the lender looks at your net income, not your gross income. For example, if you're a truck driver or you own your own business and you did $700,000 in gross income, that gross income does not matter. If after expenses, the bottom line you made was like $80,000 or $50,000, that is what the lender is going to use. Now, there's going to be another video where I discuss how they look at that, but for today, it's the overall understanding. What I can tell you is, for example, there's multiple ways to take income. So if you have a corporation, you might be taking K1, which is like a share of the bottom line, and then you have W2s, which is like you're paying yourself a paycheck. So they would add those two things up and they would give you that income. But to understand what I'm saying here in layman terms is that they're gonna look at the bottom line, the net income, not the gross income. Whereas on the side, if you're a W2 employee, the lender will take your gross income and not your net income. So the paycheck that comes to your bank account, the lender will not use that. They'll use actually your gross income that's on your pay stub. So that's a benefit. If you're a W2 employee, you get gross income. Whereas if you're a self-employed, it's net income. So if you just did your taxes on time, it's also going to help you, because when you're doing your taxes, and especially if you're self-employed, you can call your loan officer up and say, hey, we got qualified last year, we're looking for a house again, here's what my taxes look like, can you tell me what I qualify for? And your loan officer will tell you, here's what your net income looks like, here's where we need you to be at, or here's what the taxes we need you to be at for you to get qualified. So very important tip right here, do your taxes on time. Number 6, college grads that are freshly coming out of college, you do not need a 2-year history. For example, if you went to school for, say, software engineering and you got a job at Intel or Cisco or any Apple, we don't need a 2-year history. We can use your college degree that'll qualify you as the 2-year history, and you can get right in the market and buy a house now. So you don't need a 2-year history. Now, if you are a W2 employee and you switch jobs, as long as you're in the same industry, say for example, if you're working in the restaurant business and you change your job and you're still in the restaurant business, if it's the same scope of work, in most cases, you will not need 2-year history also. If you're switching jobs and it's the same kind of job, again, you don't need 2-year history. Now, for people that are freshly starting or changed their industry or had a break or had a furlough and now they're back, In some cases, there's exceptions. You might just need 3 months, 3 months of history as a W-2 employee. But again, a good tip to remember here is work and call a mortgage broker. Sometimes mortgage brokers, not sometimes, most of the time, mortgage brokers are going to have more solutions for you than lenders. So talk to a local mortgage broker and find out if there's a solution for you. If you're looking to buy a house and you just got a new job, see, they might have some solutions for you. Number 7, the last tip here is real estate is a long haul, long-term game. It's not a short-term game, especially if you're buying a primary home to live in, to make memories with your family. You can't think of it as well, here's my monthly. Obviously, you need to think of it as a month, what your monthly payment is going to be like, so you can understand if you can make the payments. But if you, for example, are making $2,000, say, rent for a 2-bedroom apartment or 1-bedroom apartment, now you're going to be paying like $3,500. If you just look at it as what your how your cash flow is decreased, you might be very stressed out. You want to look at it as how much appreciation you're going to have year over year, and you have to look at that. You have to look at it from that mindset because it's a long-term game. For example, my parents bought a house 10 years ago. They bought it for 300 something, and today it's worth 1 million plus something right now. So that's how this game works. It's a long-term game, and if you're looking to grow your net worth and your wealth, you want to buy an asset, which is real estate, that appreciates over time. So I know we talked about a lot here, but these are tips that you definitely want to understand and follow because they're going to help you get ahead. If you liked the video today and you liked it and you felt it was insightful, please leave me a comment below, like our video, and subscribe to our channel. I would continue to do this work and bring you great videos. Until next time, this is Karan Singh with Optimal Homes.